Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to Chick Chat Comedy.
Is that the title?
We will discuss that in a few moments.
The running title.
The running title. So far, it's Chick Chat Comedy Podcast.
Or like a limping.
We are here today with the fabulous co-host of the show, Carrie Carabas. Looking fabulous with her hair even in the pouring rain.
Thank
Fantastic.
you, Patty. You look great.
How does she do it?
How does she do it? And fantastic guests today. Our guests are Geno Bisconte.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Bill.
Oh, that's him.
From the podcast. What's your podcast called?
It's called In Hot Water with Aaron Berg.
That's
on the
a great
Columbia
fucking
Network.
name. Can't we use that?
You could be in hotter water.
I like
In
hotter water.
water.
We'll get all of his listeners.
And then we'll change our name to Chick Chat and we'll blow up and you'll be like, motherfucker. That was our, we were on a gold mine. We gave it to the Jew and the Wop. This is stupid.
In hot water. Okay.
Our other guest,
Hello.
the fantastic, that I know him as Brian McFadden, but he's
McFadden.
actually Brian
Brian
Scott
McFadden.
Because he's feeling like a little, serial killerish.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
it's a three names.
And a
And
presidential assassin.
He is a comic also,
Yes.
and
Very talented.
he
Great.
does voices in movies and blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Well, he does. He has like a little bit of a Kermit the Frog kind of a sound.
I certainly do.
Yeah, you do.
He's great.
Rainbow Connection.
What was the movie you were in with the little cartoon characters?
I was
You
in
played some
Ice
guy.
Age 2. I was in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the
I'm
Serta.
not a good friend.
He's
I'm
the,
not a good friend.
He's the
Yeah,
Serta. The
Serta
Serta sheep
sheep.
number one.
Yeah, I'm the Serta sheep. I was the
You are the
M&M
Serta
peanut.
sheep.
I'm the M&M. I was the M&M peanut for 2 years. I was the Honey Nut Cheerio bee.
Really?
Yes, I was the
Oh,
talking monkey
my
in the
kids love
Budweiser
that.
spots.
Wow.
That
Are
got-
you rich?
No, well, no. Actually, what if I did? Why would I be here?
You
If
should
I,
You
I
should
can
be
afford,
making money,
I can
though.
afford to do this show, so obviously I'm doing semi well.
Doing Disney movies.
I don't know
All
what
right.
that means.
Well, before we get
Yeah.
into the title of our show and everything else
Yes.
we're going to talk about, Carrie, your week, please.
Okay, so before we start my week, let's just say farewell to what's his name again?
Don
Don
Rickles.
Rickles.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That's my menopause.
The great
kicking
Don
in.
Rickles.
The great Don Rickles passed today.
Anyway,
Very
I know.
sad. Loved
Very
him
sad, and Lisa Lampanelli's got to be crying somewhere
because that's
because
correct.
that was her man.
That's true. That's
She compared herself to him, and so now he's gone. A legend at 90.
90.
I loved him,
90.
and he was mean. You do the slash and burn comedy.
I grew up watching Don Rickles because my parents were a lot older, so I grew up watching Rickles and Phil Silvers and like Mad, all those people. That's what I grew up watching back when you could make fun of people and people looked for
Get
a reason.
offended.
People looked for a reason to laugh rather than say, wow, if I'm the first one to get offended, I'm smarter than anyone. No, you're retarded.
Well,
you're
you know,
retarded.
I saw him when I was in high school on The Tonight Show.
Yeah,
and
1938. I remember that ep.
Yeah.
They
That's
would
great.
let him go.
So,
So fucking
38.
hurtful. He
wasn't
would
38.
go into the audience and make fun of people,
Yeah.
and it was all off the cuff. And I remember there was he goes into the audience, and Johnny Carson's with him, and he goes up to this immensely obese fat woman with big arms, and he goes, "Hey, sweetie," Don Rickles goes, "Hey, sweetie, let me make you feel at home," and he does that. Doing like an elephant thing, and the woman just sits there, and everyone, and then Johnny Carson falls. It was just like the meanest shit, and he could get away with it.
Yes, I
loved
saw
it.
him at the.
Never saw.
those were the days.
I saw him live at what's that? Nassau Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
He
Oh,
opened for. Listen to this lineup: Liza Minnelli, Sammy Davis, and Frank Sinatra.
my
Frank
God.
Sinatra, the headliner.
Sure.
And he opens up the show, and he fucking ripped everyone an ass. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And then you had the show follow, and Liza Minnelli obviously stole the show. Frank Sinatra was completely lost. He had no idea. He was looking at teleprompters.
Oh, yeah,
he
got a
words
little
to his,
kooky at the
yeah,
end.
It
Yeah,
kind of
pretty
sucked.
bad.
Yeah.
But
And
Don,
he was
it was
still amazing.
Yes.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Don Rickles was though the whole show. I think.
Yes.
And him and Liza, and Sammy was Sammy. You know.
It'd be great to be a comedian and be that good that you're reading off a teleprompter and you're completely incoherent, and yet you still people love you and they still praise
Right.
you, and you're getting all the jokes wrong.
Right.
And you're doing the
Punchlines
setups.
first.
You lost
Yeah,
me at
yeah.
comedian and good.
Exactly.
You lost me.
Yeah.
You lost
Yeah, somebody said they saw him at the end. What's his name? Doing jokes, and he actually repeated two of his jokes in the same show somewhere. But
No one
nobody
cared.
gave a
They
shit.
laughed
Nobody
They
cared.
were like,
Between you with the what's his name and you and the Why don't you call this fill in the blanks with Carrie and Patty?
Wait, can I just say one thing? Manny Arias is here
Manny.
today.
Manny is here today.
Manny's going to be taking your
Manny.
questions. Manny's going to be taking your questions. And
So they have to be
everybody.
good questions.
now, Manny, you actually got to meet Don Rickles.
Yeah.
What did they? What did he say to you? Did he have any words of wisdom for a new,
Nice tits.
young,
That's not what he said.
nice comic?
That is
a young comic.
hurtful.
That was a fat joke. If
That
I
was
ever.
an homage to Don Rickles.
Don't
Dumb
you
whores.
sense
Another
it.
homage. 2 homages. With
No.
a capital silent H.
No, I saw him at Westbury Music Fair, and I waited 3 hours outside in the rain for him, and ended up being 3 of us, and
Well,
they
everybody
said-
left. The normal people left.
Yeah, so we waited 3 hours, and he came walking out with help, and they said, "I'm sorry, Don's not going to see you guys."
Did you cry?
So we all started getting in our cars and leaving, and one girl was going, "I just need you to sign this one picture with so and so or whatever." And so they went to her car, and they grabbed her, and all of a sudden I see that, and me and the other guy ran, and we're like, "Dude, Don." So
John, that's why he didn't stop.
No. So he spent
Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns.
he spent time with us.
Frank.
We were inside his limousine.
You went in his limousine?
You didn't do anything
And
sexual.
no. And it was great. His wife was there, and he jokes
Really?
about black people in his act.
Yes.
And he talks about the black guy helping him.
Yes.
And that was actually his assistant.
There was a black guy helping
Yeah,
him.
Wow.
his assistant took the picture of me and Don.
Oh.
I have rainwater dripping off my nose, and he said, "Do me a favor, kid." And I said, "What's that, sir?" He said, "Don't call me sir." And he said, "Keep my name alive." And I promised him.
And
I'm
thank
gonna-
God Manny has stuck to that because
He is
every
here
night
today.
he rings on doorbells
Wow.
going, Don Rickles is alive.
And he said, "Keep making them laugh. That's what we do." So.
At least one thing you did right. Great story, Manny. Thanks so much. We'll hear from you again.
Thank you.
I'm going.
Carrie, your week?
Okay, so my week went like this. I had a fucking fight of all
Really?
fights on Facebook because some comic, I won't mention any names, went on somebody else's thread or whatever to comment about Donald Trump donated 3 months of his salary. Now, mind you, I'm not a big Trump fan, so this is not about Trump. This had nothing to do with me being about defending Trump.
Right.
Okay? But they said Donald Trump donated 3 months of his salary, right?
Yeah.
So somebody writes, well, that's like us donating $10.
True.
But you know what? You haven't donated $10, motherfucker, and he doesn't have to donate any of his money.
Yeah.
Why does he have to donate any of his fucking money? That's the first thing. And all these comics think they're so fucking
These
smart
Greeks
and,
are so
and politically fucking,
Political.
geniuses. They're fucking idiots, and they act like they have these fucking charities.
Fill in the blanks with Carrie and Patty.
Shut up. They sell
Charities. That's a stickler.
Wait, they sell their T-shirts and their hats and their
What's that
fucking
place where people
CDs.
make charitable donations to? You know,
Charity.
it all goes to charity.
Charity. Yeah.
Oh, charity. Okay,
Charity.
okay. So, okay.
Wait, I'm
So-
writing this
Wait.
down. Hold on. Charities.
Wait, so
I
they
missed
CHRITY.
T-Y. It's
Yeah,
also my favorite
charities.
stripper at Scores.
Absolutely,
Right,
charities.
okay.
so that these
You
comics,
and everyone else, Geno. All right.
comics tell audiences that
How
they're
did we
selling
book this sheep from Serta?
their T-shirts, their hats, their CDs, and it's part of the proceeds are going to help the fucking charity that they choose, and then they don't give any of that fucking money.
Yes.
And then they brag about it later at the bar.
Yes.
To people like you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, and then you tell me, and I can't control my fucking mouth. But what got me was not that the comic that I fucking was, I was half joking too, right?
Because you said to him, where's all that money from the T-shirts going to the charity? Because
Right, I go, don't
you
throw
know from
stones.
me,
Right, that he's
I made the
fucking
mistake of telling Gary that he keeps the money from the T-shirts
because he told you.
because he told me that. So
Trump-
then
Trump-
you went to him,
And I just
Just
and I
name
said,
the comic's name.
No, so then
Take
I
a
said-
goddamn
Wait,
side.
Trump
Name
Well,
the-
starts with a J.
Trump
All right.
is selling T-shirts? Wait a minute, what happened? Wait, hold on.
I think no. I don't think that's. Are you sure?
I'm trying to get the facts straight here.
What do you have after Cougar?
I have your favorite stripper is Charity. That's what I have. Okay, that's all I'm focused on.
I don't even think
now.
that's her real name, to be honest.
No.
But getting back to what Geno said earlier, here's what happened.
Yeah.
Nice.
I bashed him, and this fucking girl out of nowhere, Maria something fucking or other, who used to book a room in Long Island, sticks up for him and tells me I'm bullying him. So I go, I'm bullied. What are you? Go back to 3rd grade. What are you fucking kidding me, lady? Where did you come from? The fuck out of you. What are you defending him? He's a comic. I'm a comic. I could say whatever the fuck I want to him.
That's not bullying. That's stalking. What you were doing. That's cyber stalking. I believe.
She did have. She was a little.
She went paragraphs. 4 paragraphs. And then what was my?
Cut her off
I
by saying.
I said, Maria, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that probably,
how about that?
Yeah, that's not. Maybe not the best thing to say.
I would argue that's the perfect.
You do.
Less is more. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck. Who the fuck are you? She goes, I'm glad I never booked you. I'm like, I've never even heard of you. Yeah. I'm glad I never did your $50 fucking Long Island room, you dick.
Wow.
Fuck yourself.
I'll be at QED next weekend. Who needs your shit?
Yeah.
So that was my week. That was my week, Patty.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
So we have.
I'll be on the BQE sometime after this.
That's a good name for the show.
So Carrie and I are having a what would you call it?
Brain freeze.
A conundrum.
A brain freeze about the name of the show.
I call it a bit of a conundrum.
Scott
it's
called
McFadden.
Chit Chat.
A philosophical disagreement.
It is a disagreement.
A folderol. A bit of a
kerfuffle?
conflict. A kerfuffle. A minor
Folderol.
kerfuffle.
So we're trying to come up with a name.
A confuffle.
I know a massage parlor about a block down the road. You could get a minor kerfuffle.
Right. Have you ever gotten a kerfuffle in
How about
massage parlor?
mansogynist?
You have.
I did with the chick with a condom on.
How about mansogynist? Okay, there you go.
Mansogynist.
Wow.
I don't know if I like that.
So we're having an issue. I like the name of the show to be The Hot Flash because I think we're hot. We are having a little bit of a flash, and it's like News Flash, The Hot Flash. I think it's cute. Patty hates it.
A, it's too cute. A and B. What guy is going to listen to a show called The Hot Flash? We
No
want
guy,
men,
right? But
men
no guy's listening
the
to
show.
Chick Chat.
Are you
either.
kidding? Kevin listens to it. His
He's
friends.
not a guy.
His friends listen to it.
He's your fiance.
But his friend listens to it. Who?
Yeah, he has to. He says he listens.
No,
to it.
there's a guy who listens.
Okay, that's his only friend.
No, his
That's
friends.
a little odd, Patty.
His friends listen.
Didn't your last husband have one friend?
No, he had many guy friends.
Oh, okay.
And
Really
was
turned out to be
Here
gay.
we go.
He is gay, but he also he was one of the M&Ms. Also, he was
know
one
him.
of the M&Ms back in the day.
Really?
So
You women deserve each other.
you know
I mean,
my first husband's gay, right? Did you know him?
I found out the hard way. And let me tell you, he's very gay. Really, convincingly, win you over.
All right.
You know him, don't you?
Yes,
So
I
what
do.
names have you come up with that I would be? So Carrie doesn't like Chick Chat. I don't like Hot Flash. What else do we have? Okay, Brian's very.
What was the
clever.
first one you said?
Bitter,
listen,
bitter,
people, if you're
bitter,
listening.
bitter, bitchy, and broken. I believe
Bitter,
is one.
bitchy,
Suburban
and broken.
Cougars.
No, what was
Suburban
the other one
Cougars.
that you said with
Tell
the
him the
Cougar
one I used with
Callan?
Cougar. Tell him the one I used with Cougar.
John Cougar Melon Cunts. Something like that.
No. You corrected it to that.
yeah.
Mine was so bad. Mine
What was
was
yours?
John Cougar Cunting Camp.
Yeah, Cunting Camp, and I switched
And
it.
then he made
Right.
it believable.
Melon
We're,
Cunt.
we're
Usable.
trying to avoid.
John Cougar Melons and Cunts.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you go.
John
Whatever.
Cougar Melons. Carrie,
Mansogynist, Pasture Prime, Pussy, I don't know.
Pasture Prime.
I'm ready for him to go, why the
Past-
fuck did I
I
take
don't
this
know,
gig?
something.
Oh, no, that's just a mental
Rain,
note
rain.
I made to
These
myself.
now look, these guys
Alpha
are brilliant.
broads.
They're
Yeah.
brilliant.
Do you like them? Gino, any thoughts? Any other thoughts?
Completely giving up. No, I like something. I think you morph into it. I think
Lipstick and labias. How about that?
I actually like that one.
I think you. The more guests you have, it's like a brainstorming session.
It'll
you
happen.
stick with Chick Chat and it'll happen. But this is a nice. You will know when you hear it, which is incidentally what your ex-husband said to me, and that was it. Boom. It was like you'll know when you hear it. Yahtzee! So he is. But you will know when it's a dick joke. You will know when you hear it. But I say you keep making it a part of the opening show, and once you do, like it's a good show. This is fun, and you'll get more listeners, and then you'll double it, and those 8 guys will tell 2 of their friends. What's that? 16? That's MATH spelling, and then They'll be like, now Chick Chat has become this, and boom, suddenly blow up. Maybe a land riot cast.
You're getting very spiritual here. Trust the universe. You're saying.
Read the John Cougar Cunting Camp line again. I think it's gold.
Melon cunt.
What about? Okay, try and do one that doesn't have the word
It
cunt
just
in
shows
it.
that Brian's a better writer than me because I'm with my dumb face. I'm like John Cougar Cunting Camp because John Cougar Melon cunt. Oh yeah, that's what happens if you practice repeatedly and not just say what comes in your mind and go, huh?
We didn't do a lot of these. So
Girls with balls. Does anybody? Does anyone know girls with balls?
I don't like that because that's like a sports podcast.
Oh, then yeah, that's right.
Is it already a name of one?
No,
Yes.
No, there probably is. The microphone. But,
Yeah, use the microphone.
Yeah, Mike, that helps.
Put the microphone to your mouth.
Tell you that?
Somebody
Stop
said,
chewing.
Somebody said, "How about run of the mill?"
See, he's eating all the
I
food,
don't know.
and
Run of
he's
the
not
mill.
even listening. He's eating the craft
Run of the mill
services.
sounds like we're.
Run of the
He's not
mill.
even paying attention
Oh,
to the
run
fucking
of the
show.
MILF.
Run of the mill.
A microphone.
Run of the MILF.
No. Oh, Run of the Mill.
I like that one.
Who said that? Who said that?
Great.
Walt Popolo.
Fucking Walt said that?
How did he say
How
that?
does-
You know who he is from Jokers.
Walt,
I'm
tell
there
him
this
thank
week.
you.
I wear
That's
the
our
club
new
that
name.
doesn't book me.
I do
Maybe.
like
He's
milk.
listening, Patty. Tell him.
Yeah,
All right,
how
I
do
love
we
it,
not-
Walt. I love it, Walt.
Run of the MILFs, running with the
Yeah.
MILFs, but no,
Yeah,
that's
no.
too. Yeah.
Run of the MILF. I like it.
Run of the MILF.
the MILF. Okay, what do you think, Carrie?
What was the
But
one
I
that-
don't like, and I'm just spitballing. Run of the mill means boring, so it's
Yeah,
like a
we're
boring.
not boring.
I
Yeah.
love the MILF, but I don't like run of the MILF.
What did
Running
he
with
say?
the
The
MILFs I
first.
like,
What
but
was the
that's not
first
right
one
either.
he said?
What was the first one? That was
What?
the only one. There was only
That's
one.
the listener.
He phoned
You want-
it in. He
That's
just
the
got
listener.
one
You want me
thing.
to ask
I'm
him for
done.
another one?
Is there
one.
anybody else listening who has an idea for the
This is
name
so
of
much
our
fun already. Can we just leave the I can go. I'm not going to have more fun than this.
Something with estrogen in it.
Yeah, estrogen. How about something with dry?
Okay.
You didn't want the hot flash, but you a dry snatch.
How about rumor milf?
What?
Rumor milf?
Rumor milk?
Rumor milk?
No, dry. No, that's
Milk is
the
good.
Dry
Milk,
milk?
we like milk.
Dry snatch.
We like.
But boy,
Wow.
hard to believe you're not working more. How
Yeah.
you go from milk to dry snatch.
So,
Okay, so here.
Sahara snatch.
Watch out, Schumer. Here comes Carabas.
Sahara?
Deserted snatch? I don't know. Just something
right.
empty snatch?
We'll come back to this. Let these people mull it over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people in the audience, anybody listening, think of some names.
Show
for-
needs a name.
That's better than.
The show needs a
Soup
name, people.
talk.
Get on your
What is
whole
it called?
creative horses
Soup
and help.
talk.
Soup talk?
No, that's been done.
That's
Fucking
been done.
give us
Talk.
fucking-
I
It's
don't
like
even get
talk
fucking
soup in
soup talk.
reverse.
Yeah, it's talk
Soup
soup.
to-
and
no,
about-
soup.
No.
Only not the same.
All right. So we're moving on from that. We have
Yeah.
two. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, we have two
But we like
good-looking
Exactly,
guys in
exactly.
their 40s.
40s. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Geno?
get this out very soon.
Geno,
let's
are
get
you-
that out as quickly as possible.
Are
This
you
episode-
50?
31.
How old are you guys? Do you say how old you
31.
are? You don't
They're
say
afraid.
I'm 48.
Yes.
48.
I'm
I'm a
49. Older
Really?
Than him.
I
yeah.
think we're aging
Slightly older
amazing.
than him.
If you look
Now,
fabulous.
good-looking
Go ahead.
guys.
Exactly, Carrie. Ask them.
Loners.
Exactly.
Loners.
What is with the intimacy issues
I have no intimacy
with the
issues.
two of you? Where are
This
the
from the
wives?
woman who
Where-
married the gay guy.
That was sitting right in front of me.
I mean, why can't? Oh,
Where?
sorry.
Okay, but at least I.
Let me tell you, he has no intimacy issues. None.
You guys with your issues.
At least
Ah.
I went for it.
Uh-huh.
You guys, where the wives, where the children.
Yes.
Do you think maybe you should have you should be throwing a
Would
ball
you
to
rather?
a kid?
Would you rather be with a guy like at least? And I have a feeling you're this. Like I know I'm a disaster. I don't sit there and be like,
Yeah, nightmare.
And I'm not saying I'm good. I've tried to make it work before. In
Right.
relationship, I'm always the girl. I'm like, I can make this work. I can. Where are you
Yes,
going?
he's
You
the guy.
are?
You're
Yes,
not-
he's
you
the
didn't
guy.
have to say that so quickly.
I've only
He's
been on
the
I've only been on the podcast for 10 minutes, and I'm really ready to leave. You know, right? And I'm a guy, so I
That's
don't
what
know.
we're talking about issues.
Right? So I
But the
can't take it.
But the reason
Anyway.
is like you commit to comedy, and
Yeah.
and I don't mean like I commit to comedy like I'm going to
Well,
be
no,
the
a
next
lot of
comic.
guys commit to comedy.
But I like comedy. I like being
And
able to
they're
do that. And
married.
if someone can't fit in, and I always set myself up to fail in relationships. My last
like your
relationship,
career.
yeah, no, that takes care of itself. That's just my act.
No, some guys shouldn't be allowed to have
But
children,
I see
right?
You,
So you know what I mean? Yeah.
I see you as a great dad. I
Thank
see
you.
you as a
Yes.
great husband.
Yes.
Aw.
And I just see you that whole package.
Why?
So why avoid it?
Well, because
Or why did you
because
avoid
it took this long to get to the point where I am now
Ready.
at that point
Yeah.
where I could be that. Whereas if I had had a child before, I would have been a narcissistic, self-absorbed, neurotic nightmare. Which now I still sort of am that, but I'm a little more aware of some of those issues, so I could actually look at a child and possibly be able to focus my attention on them and not make it all about me, which is what most people that get into the show business do anyway.
And don't even realize it at first.
And don't even realize
But you have a girlfriend, right?
Yes, I do.
So, and this has been for a
How
while,
old is
which
she?
Couple
is
years, 3
shocking.
years.
How old is she?
She's in her 40s. Yeah.
Oh, so she could still have a
See,
kid.
you're trying. You're trying.
See, I'm
the
working
girl
on
I'm
it.
seeing
Geno
is
on another hand.
28 today.
See, he's
See,
already
28
That
today.
is fucking sad.
And her name is Charity,
No,
and
because-
she's.
but you know what?
That's a callback.
Hello.
He's very good at what he does.
He is,
Big
he
fan.
is.
I'll tell you why he wants the 20-year-old.
Go ahead, tell it, because I'll tell you what I think.
It's an easy kill for a
It
28-year-old.
is.
He can't find a 40-year-old that's going to buy his bullshit.
Right, that's right.
Without a doubt.
The
No,
28-year-old
that's not true.
You act like he's going to go, no, that's not true. He's owning that
That's
completely.
exactly
What do you?
correct,
Of
and I
course.
know it.
Yeah.
I'm a
Tell
disaster.
me something I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Now,
exactly.
you don't live with her, so you're not even...
No, Daddy doesn't play house anymore. No
What?
more.
So that means
Did you live with someone?
I lived with 2 of them.
Okay.
And-
How
Not
long?
end- What's
At
that?
once?
How long?
At once?
Yeah, it was weird. It was awkward. The first one I don't even count because that was back in when I lived in Delaware and started. So that was
Oh, Rita.
Rita. It's her birthday.
He still
December
knows
7th.
How
he
old
knows
are you
her
when you...
birthday. He's weird.
What do
I
you
used to
mean?
write
Let
it in
this
her
go.
calendar.
Wait, let me.
Go ahead.
Can I tell the
Go
story
ahead.
how
I
I
want to hear
met?
about Rita.
Can I tell you the story how I met
I don't
him?
even know about Rita.
I meet him at the Comedy Cellar. He's sitting next to Rich Voss.
Oh, no.
They're all talking, so I'm thinking he's one of the guys at the cellar. So I go to him.
I'd been up here one night.
Yeah, he was here for 2 days.
Yeah.
And he goes, I go, give me your tape, and I'll get it to Esty right away. And he's like, wow, great, thanks, because I'm thinking he's a real comic.
You see where this is going.
He comes in with the VHS tape. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah,
Wow.
2001.
And I go, all right, I'm going to watch it tonight, right? And what did I say to you after
She
I
calls me up, and it's this
What,
tape.
2 in the morning?
It's this tape. And so my phone's ringing. And I answer, and it's Carabas. I'm like, "This is it. I'm gonna make it." She's like, "I'm calling you." What did she say? I'm gonna give you some advice about this tape. Don't show it to anyone in the business
Ever.
ever. Then fast forward to a year later, we're in her apartment. She's like cleaning. She's like, "I'm throwing all these tapes out, and mine is in there." She's like, "Except yours, because I want to tape over it."
Wow.
It was so
How
bad.
bad? What-
It was
what-
bad.
I mean,
How
I'd
long were
been-
you doing it? You're funny. How could you be bad?
Because
No,
it was
back then, it
2001.
was new.
I'd been doing it 3 years in Philly and Delaware, where you get on
In a
stage
bar.
twice a month. Yeah,
Oh,
in
yeah,
a bar. And,
But the
you
tape
know,
I had was from Comedy Factory out in Baltimore, but it was shot from it looked like the Zapruder tape, basically. You know, I'm back and to the left, and it's like.
I'm gonna give you advice. Never show this tape.
By the way,
to
the
anyone.
Zapruder tape was much funnier than I heard. Much bigger, better punch, better setup,
Yeah,
better
you're
punchlines
right.
at the end. Oh my God, I'm telling
Right,
you.
my bad. And it had a great act out.
So I-
she's on the.
So now he comes into the business.
Yes.
He's hanging around, and he meets this girl who's 12.
Well, always they got all
Oh, no, no,
comics,
but
all male comics.
she's
think
actually getting it
that they're
backwards. She was
younger and
21,
hotter
hand
than
to
they
God.
are.
She was
But
21.
before we get to that, he was dating this girl Rita. She breaks up with him because she realizes this guy's fucking
Going
fine.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
yeah, she wanted
So
to get married. I'm like, I'm moving to New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's moving
exactly.
to New York. He wants to be a comic. He wants to follow his dream, which I don't blame him.
Right.
I did the same thing. She goes to Italy. He gets the
Spain.
Spain. He gets the flight before her to surprise her.
Oh no!
With the
That's a true
engagement ring.
It's a I did not have the engagement. And between you and Jim Florentine, I love hearing how the story gets small. But go on,
Yeah.
and it's true. This is funny. But
Now
yeah,
he's in
This is
Spain.
so bad.
Gets to the airport where she's arriving
beat
in
her by a day.
with the flowers.
And you could carry a handgun on a flight back then.
She gets off the plane and he's like,
no.
honey. And she looks at him and goes, what did she say to you? What are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here?
You have problems.
You have
Oh,
oh no, you have problems. She
What are
didn't
you
say
doing here? You have problems.
what are you doing here? You have problems. And he's like,
That's not what happened.
was he married? Was he married?
I
cry?
didn't have the
He
ring.
cried.
I did not have the ring, and I didn't cry.
Right.
Did you
You
I
haven't
did.
forgotten her birthday.
December 7th, send her a card.
stop it? Are you still friendly with her?
No,
What
but
is
that
up with
was.
that?
But
No, she got an order of protection against
that's
him.
not
did
true.
not.
That she's too lazy. She's Spanish. But I did that. But no, I had a whole. Then I backpacked through Europe because I knew. I just wanted to see her and be like, all right, look, I know I was an asshole the past year
Can we
because
make
my
this
parents
work?
had died, cancer,
Wow.
leukemia.
Wow.
So
Hey, I'm writing
Within
this
a
down.
year,
That
with
was
all
another
than a
stripper.
year. I
That was
read
another
your-
stripper named Leukemia. That was another stripper.
It was a gay
name.
stripper,
Yeah,
Leukemia.
hello.
But then I backpacked through Europe and it was very good. You know, like I knew she wasn't coming back. I did.
But did you think when you went there you were going to change her mind? You thought that
in the back of my mind, maybe. But do you think if she said, "You're right, take me back, let's go back to Delaware," I would have said okay? No, I don't think.
Then what the fuck were you doing there?
So then a week later, I'm dating a 21-year-old from University of Delaware.
The 21-year-old girl. He brings her over. I go, does her mother know she's in New York?
Have you even met her father? If she had met her father, she wouldn't be fucking me.
Oh my God. Her father was younger than you by like a year.
I called her. I'd wake up there and I'd be like, "Hey, kiddo, having another piece of toast for the good guy."
Well, that was
She fucking loved
lovely
him.
story.
Yeah, and then she just
She
slipped.
loved. She's
20-year-old girls always love whoever's there.
Yeah,
They
you're right.
They've got a
You're
lot
right.
of love in them. They're too stupid. They don't
Yeah.
know
You,
that these
you,
guys are
you,
me.
you.
That was me.
They'll marry a gay guy.
That's exactly. You love whoever's there at the age of 21.
How long were you married to the gay dude?
5 years. And I had 2 children with him.
Oh, wow.
He only fucked her twice, though.
Actually,
he
once.
fucked you 3 times if you include.
So, yeah.
So-
Hello.
So, what's your girlfriend now is 20 years younger than you?
No. Yes. Yeah. 28.
No,
Yes,
what
obviously.
I don't get it. So you talk about what? You talk
Nothing. Finish. Clean up. Gotta go.
That'll come out.
I
a
can
little
say it. No one
bleach.
listens to this. I'm not going to marry her. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Does she know that?
God.
She doesn't care.
When does this air?
Does she want
Is that on? Really?
She wants
Is this
to.
I
actually
didn't realize
taping?
that Android was
This is
hooked
actually
up to
going to go out on the air somewhere.
The intraweb? The
Oh
intraweb.
my God.
Now, does your girl want to get married?
We haven't discussed.
You
it.
haven't in 2 years. You haven't discussed
But that
it.
seems like a
Wait,
stable.
it hasn't come up at all at dinner or anything?
Like
no.
while you're fucking,
No,
anything?
not. Well, now that we've talked about it on this podcast, it probably will. And I
So you
appreciate
use
that.
the L word.
What does that mean?
Love.
Lesbian, right?
Love.
Yes, we have used that word.
Okay, so then,
Yes.
then you love her.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So you will marry her.
Yeah, maybe. We'll
If
see.
she
Maybe.
says I'm leaving.
No, I.
What's stopping you?
What? It's not about. It's. I mean,
The L word, logic.
Yeah. No, you. There's nothing stopping, but there's nothing propelling either. You
What
know
does
I mean?
she do? I
Compelling.
have to ask. I'm sorry to interrupt. you.
She was a she was a dancer.
Uh-oh.
They all go
No,
different.
no.
Fucking charity.
But not that kind of a
she
dance.
loves me.
She was a ballet dancer, a
Oh,
professional ballet
different.
dancer.
Ballet
Sure she
dancer.
was.
Shows.
Sure she was.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just telling you, I'm sorry
All
to
right.
disappoint you all.
All right.
That her name wasn't Desiree.
And what
or,
does she do now? Now that she's
she's
no
a
longer
personal trainer.
personal.
Oh, so she's probably
fit.
hot.
Yeah.
She's fit and
Yeah.
hot. Oh,
Yes.
I met her. Yes,
Yeah,
she's
yes, yes.
fit and hot and
Yes.
cute.
Yes.
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 So maybe does she want kids? Does she ever say, "Look at those cute kids"?
I'm not. We have not. No, we're not.
He's really
Well,
sorry
we're
you
just
came
gonna-
on this
yeah,
show.
I'm so glad I came on this show.
Well, you know, when I
Right.
met my husband,
Yeah.
I was dating him like 3 months, and I said to him, we were at dinner, and I said, listen, I want to have kids. And he looked at me and he goes, I want to have kids one day too. And I said, what? One day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now.
exactly.
You're either in or out. Tell me now because it's our last date.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, can I wait till after the salad? I go, no. I
Ah.
need to fucking know now. You either in or out. And he was like, okay, I guess I'm in. So then we started trying. I got his AIDS test and all that fucking shit. And
Somebody's a germaphobe.
then I was able to take the condom off
she's
after I got
so-
all the
wow.
results from the chlamydia.
I
and-
got AIDS tests and everything. Not for me, for the
Right.
guy before. Yeah, you have to do that with my
What do you want to
ex-husband.
live forever?
Yeah.
So-
I want to hear that story.
So-
I've
can
never
only
heard
get
that
AIDS
whole
once.
story. I never heard that entire story.
What, that my
You're-
ex-husband's gay?
No, I knew that.
How
But
did
I
you
mean,
find
I didn't
out
know.
I keep
Yeah.
interrupting. I apologize. No.
No,
What do
but
you wanna know?
I've never heard the entire story.
I will
I'm
tell
sure
you
you've
how he
it a
told
million.
me I
Yeah.
was gay. I mean, he was gay. Whoops, that was
Hello.
Freudian slip.
Patty, maybe we should change the name to Lesbos R Us.
Yeah.
No, this is how
Hunting
he told me.
camp.
Yeah.
He never told me, even after we split up, that he was gay. We went to therapy together. He never said he was gay in therapy.
Did he know he was gay all this time?
Yes, he
No.
was fucking people behind her back.
No, he wasn't.
That's
though.
the only way
He
these
wasn't.
people can fuck.
He
Like-
says he wasn't fucking behind
You
my
said he had one. He was.
before me, there was a guy. He had a boyfriend for 2 years.
2 years.
But I didn't understand
2
that.
fucking years.
Wait. He had a boyfriend for 2 years
Yes.
before.
Before we got married. Wow. But no, here's the thing.
He cried.
You didn't know
Wait,
that?
he cried.
That's not a red flag. That's a flag factory. Okay, all right. That is
But
like
he didn't. He says
That's a
he
flag
told
in the
me.
sand.
Patty.
He says he told me. I say
Patty,
he didn't tell
one
me.
dead giveaway. He was crying at the church
He
at
cried
the wedding.
at the church at the wedding. He sobbed as I was coming down the aisle with the shoulders
going,
like
I
this.
can't believe I'm fucking doing this.
But this is how he told me. He calls me up. This is after we've been separated. We got the kids. This is like 2 years later, whatever. He's 50. I'm whatever the fuck I am. And he calls me up and he goes, hey, I got something to tell you. And I go.
Over the phone?
Over the phone. He goes.
texted you?
He goes, what's.
Dick pic. And
I
it
go,
wasn't
"What?"
his dick. Ta-da!
I go, what is it? He goes, I don't know how to say it. And I go, what? He goes, I'm gay. And I literally said, no shit, Sherlock. Like, I know you've been gay for the longest time. He goes, well, I thought I would tell you because Bette Midler outed me. Did I ever tell you this story about Bette Midler outed me? So he worked.
Don't we all have one of these Bette Midler outed me stories?
So Bette Midler.
Who doesn't have a Bette
the way
Midler
the way I knew he was gay before he told me was that he called me up one day and he couldn't take the kids that weekend because he was going with Bette Midler to see a Cher concert. Okay,
Oh my
so
God. It doesn't
so
get
I
any
had to have
gayer.
the kids that weekend.
Does it get any gayer?
But
I
anyway,
would love to try and gay it up, and I can't do it. You win.
No.
but he worked
No,
for
Barry
Bette Midler.
Manilow just
Wow.
came
I just
out.
how could he just come out when everyone? But
Bette Midler outed him.
But Bette he used to work for Bette Midler. So anyway, but he got in a big fight with
now,
her.
this was when you had been married for 5 years, and then you split up. And when did this happen?
This was a couple of years after
After that.
So he said, the reason I'm telling you now is because Bette Midler outed me. And I
Right.
go, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm at a party with Bette Midler because he's a writer for her, or was, and now he is again. Okay. And they're at a party, and Bette Midler and her assistant go, oh, great, no cute guys at this party. And Eric's standing right there, and he goes, hey, what about me? What am I, chopped liver? And Bette Midler goes, oh, God, come on. You don't count. You're gay.
Okay.
And he just stands there like, like he's got his, like,
made
Like
that-
had a dick in his mouth?
yeah.
I was going to say he made that noise before and be more subtle, but yeah, like he's sucking a cock because he's gay.
So he said,
Faggot.
he
You get it?
Calm down.
Wait.
So he said, I said, maybe I should tell my wife and my mother before you out me. And she had said it in front of this whole party. So that's when he
Well,
called me
now,
up. He
what
said,
people would you know at the Bette Midler party that would hobnob with your mother?
Yeah.
She said knob.
with his
Knob.
mother. His mother.
Okay, but who's going to hobnob with his
Oh,
mother?
well, who knows? So it could come out. His brother found out because this is how
Now, that's a narcissist thinking that Bette Midler's friends are going to be hanging out with your friends.
Well, you know what? He didn't want someone to say it before. Because what happened with his brother didn't know he was gay. And this was like even 10 years later. Like this
That's
was just a
shocking.
short while ago. And this woman's in the car and his brother drives a cab. And she's looking at the name on the cab. She goes, Kornfeld. She goes, you don't know Eric Kornfeld, do you? And he goes, oh, yeah, he's my brother. She goes, Eric Kornfeld's your brother. And he
The
goes,
gay guy?
No, exactly. So he
pole
goes,
smoker?
he goes, how do you know my brother? And she goes, oh, God. She goes, I'm a fag hag from way back.
Oh.
And he
Red
goes,
flag.
I don't think you know who my brother is. And she goes, oh, can you let me off at this corner?
Whoa.
So anyway, that's how we all found out the gay shit.
Wow. So, okay. Yeah, that's, wow.
Yeah.
So now did he know that all this time, but he married you anyway? And
I think
what was his explanation?
I think
for
he
that?
wanted
thought
to have
that he
kids.
was bi and
Yeah.
that he could put that behind him.
Right.
Go ahead,
Hello.
say it.
No, let it go.
Okay.
Because he was sucking a dick, Harry. He sucks dick.
Gino was the model for
Gino-
George in Otto and George. He was. You sound like
Gino
it's
is-
not gonna cock.
He's the
It's not gonna cock. Yeah,
He's
not
the-
the cock.
he's the puppet.
You really-
At what point did the show run away from
I
us,
don't
Carrie?
know.
All right,
Not
it
that
doesn't-
It became a cock show.
All right. Anyway,
Anyway,
Devein your cock
with a clam knife.
This
Anyway.
is
That's from
Otto
Otto
and
and
George.
George?
Otto and
Yes,
George,
they
yeah.
were the best.
they
were the
were
best.
hilarious.
Can
I
tell
don't
you-
remember that.
If
They
you
were the
don't
best.
know who Otto and George is, this is how I always
Yeah.
explain it. It's a guy with a puppet, and he has a puppet say all the dirty
Yeah.
shit.
And if you want to know what he sounds like, just listen
Yeah,
to Gino right
suck
now.
that cock.
Suck that cock.
Eyeball cock.
He was my favorite.
He was great, but
He
I would
was
always say, if you want to have
hilarious.
fun, here's what you do: you take your best friend and your two girls out to go see Otto and George, and the first 10 minutes, all four of you are laughing, and then by the 45th minute, you and your friend are laughing 10 times as hard, and the girl's like, The puppet just keeps calling me a cunt.
Yeah.
I know. He knows he's gonna do the pay attention.
He was so mean to people
Oh, my
that he was
God.
working Washington Square Park. Did I tell you the story?
I don't know. I don't think
Heard it. No.
Heard it.
He's doing the puppet, right? And some guy got offended because he called the girlfriend a cunt or something. Took a knife out of his pocket, stabbed him in the chest.
Oh,
the
yeah,
puppet,
that's
and,
true, yeah.
and his hand. He
Yeah,
got like
cut his
400 stitches in his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, because it went through.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's a
God.
famous Otto and George story.
Yeah, it's a great
Otto
one.
passed away.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
But if you
died.
can ever
Yes.
find it, like
But
when
the
they
puppet's still alive.
Yeah, the
they
puppet
play
is
them
so-
on Spotify, I laugh.
Hilarious.
On a seriously, you lose your mind.
I worked with him right before he died, and I just remember him going, "Any black people here?" The puppet, "Any black people?" And there's one black guy in Albany. He raises his hand, and the puppet goes, "Guilty." And then every time he'd say he'd be in the middle of a bit, he'd just turn the neck this way. "Guilty! Where's that black guy again?"
Oh, my God, he was so fucking
And the
great.
black guy hated him at the beginning, and then at the end, the fucking black guy's like, "You are beaten into submission to
Yes.
laugh because he just
So brilliant.
he would just fucking beat you down."
That puppet had the room, like he could see everything that was going on. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
but he now he's working a puppet, but he's watching the whole
Yeah.
room and everything that went down. So one night we're at where was that place? No, we're at
Fill in the
Jersey.
blanks.
The name
Something
of it?
Jersey. Something in Jersey.
No,
I
it
can't
was
remember
Fast
names either.
Eddie's in Huntington.
Oh.
So he's up there
Quit
doing
bragging.
the puppet's doing that thing, and the eyebrow falls off.
Ah.
So now the whole time he's going, "You fucking stupid no talent cat, fuck my eyebrow," and he couldn't get past the eyebrow falling off. "You no talent cocksucker."
Because he was so self-loathing,
Yeah,
like all
hard
those
on.
comedians. So that puppet would
Yeah.
like one of my favorite lines is like Otto would say something that wouldn't be funny, and George would go, "Every time you open your mouth, the show sucks."
Yeah, it was just so great. It was so great.
Come on, George.
So many people try to copy him. It never worked.
Yeah.
And he was so good, like. Because he was so bad, his lips moved.
His
His
lips
he would
moved?
talk. He was talking.
Yeah, he was
he was
just-
talking,
didn't
but
even care.
you'd be
No,
looking
you
at the
never
puppet.
cared.
Yeah,
No one
you
cared.
You know, in
A
the
guy-
old days, they say that his lips didn't move. Like he was
Right.
actually
No,
a
he
great
was
But then he
great.
stopped.
But then he just didn't give a fuck.
He didn't have to anymore.
Yeah, he didn't
Right.
care.
A girl got up to go to the a girl got up to leave during one of his shows, and he's go, "Where you going, sweetheart? Hey, oh, you're leaving? Okay. Oh, you're going to the ladies' room? Okay, fine. Go rub your clit till a genie pops out.
yes.
Okay, right? That was it. Right,
And then he
and
would
it
make
was
fun.
like-
He would make fun of all the like. He'd go,
Yeah.
"Madonna, I kicked Madonna in the cunt one time, and 9 cocks fell
Yeah.
out. 2 of them were black."
Right?
Yeah,
Bit brutal.
You ever look at a black woman's cunt? It looks like a
A
wallet.
wallet.
I kicked a black woman in the cunt. 2 bus passes fell out.
He was
Oh, my
terrible.
God,
It
this
was
show-
so
This
beyond
show is
horrible.
This is
never
our
gonna-
homage
yeah,
to
this
Don
is never
Rickles
gonna
right
get-
now.
Yeah,
This is-
exactly.
But
This
it was
is-
sad.
yeah.
It was sad when he went.
I don't know how we went off on this tangent,
You're-
but anyway.
But
Yeah,
now
like-
your
I sound like a
dad,
mannequin.
your dad is a comic.
Yes,
is
my
he
dad
still
was a comic. No, my
comic?
dad was a comedian. He
didn't know
passed
that.
away. Yeah,
Oh,
my
he's
dad
dead?
was a
Oh, he died.
comic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. My dad was a comic. He was
she
like,
stopped reading after she read.
yeah,
comics.
right. Phoning it in on my
Period.
bio.
That means it's done.
My dad was a voiceover actor and a comedian in the Catskills for all those years. Yeah, so
was
he
his
did,
last name McFadden, or he had a
McFadden, yeah.
fake name?
Yeah, he
What
was
was
the
his
only-
first name?
Because back
Bob.
then they made
Robert McFadden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he
I
was
gotta
on-
look him up.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna look him
and
up.
so
I
he
gotta
was
write it
he was on the he was the voice of Frankenberry cereal. That was his big.
Wow.
I've got strawberry flavored sweeties.
Oh,
that
that
was
was
my dad.
him.
And he was on the Year Without a Santa Claus with Heat Miser and Snow Miser. He was like,
Who was he?
He was a Jingle, one of the elves. There was Jingle and Jangle the elves.
Oh.
And what did he say as Jangle?
Hello, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Claus.
We have to get
Hello,
Rudolph
Mrs.
back to
Claus.
the North
yeah,
Pole.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you-
exactly.
did
We've
you
got to
fuck
get
You
him
him
have
right
2
away.
kids from a gay dad.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
never
yeah.
watched a musical
Yeah,
cartoon?
really. And he was on the Thundercats. That was
Did
the
you
big
ever
thing. My
have,
dad was.
He was Snark.
Snarf.
Did he-
I know-
Snarf.
I know
yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah,
voice.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
proud of that. I
Snarf.
knew it.
What is Thundercats?
Snark.
Thundercats was a cartoon show that was on this. In the
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Thundercats.
probably after my
Yeah.
time.
Did he have
Thunder, ho?
Did he have an accent like a
Thanks for
British
getting
accent?
the
No,
point.
no.
No, he
yeah.
made that up.
No, he made
Right,
no
okay.
exactly.
So
No,
when
no.
you were a kid, he was a stand-up comic. That's how he made his money.
No, when he
Oh.
stopped doing stand up, like he did stand up in the '60s, and then when he had kids, we moved to. I was born in Manhattan and Forest Hills, and then we moved to Jersey, and he just started doing voiceovers and cartoons. He had like a bunch of cartoons that nobody remembers now. Fearless Fly, Milton the Monster, Cool McCool, Secret Agent, and it was all impressions of other people.
But he worked with some great
Oh, yeah, he did
comedians
great,
back in the
great.
day. The
John
Borscht Belt.
Biner, John Biner,
Fucking
and-
John Biner.
yeah.
Fucking now pronounced my name wrong on the TV show
All
I
right,
did.
Patty.
His
It's not
Patty
all about-
Roseborough.
What show
Patty
was that?
Roseborough. Fucking Comedy on the Road or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, one
and
of those
I
things,
go up to
yeah.
him before I go, do me a favor. I go, I want you to pronounce, can you pronounce my name right? He goes, yeah, how do you pronounce it? I go, it's Patty Roseborough. He goes, it's Patty Roseborough, not Patty Roseborough. I go, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. He goes, no problem, Patty Roseborough. I will not say Patty Roseborough.
He says Roseborough.
And he just said it like 6 times in a row.
This
to fuck
is
with
coming from a woman who called Jody Wasserman Jody Wiener.
That's true. Twice.
Oh.
Twice.
She
in
should
one
wish.
podcast.
She should wish.
But I didn't mean to interrupt. So he knew John Biner and
Yeah, no, he worked with all of the old, he worked with a lot of the Borscht Belt guys, and then he did a lot of voice. He was like the king. My father did like voiceovers and cartoons when like 7 guys were doing that. So
Right.
he like
So he
did-
made a lot of
he
money.
dominated.
Did he have
He did
cash?
he did. We did very well. He had a cartoon shows, and the Thundercats was like a big hit.
So you really followed in your dad's footsteps.
Yeah, so
You're
I
just
started.
like him. You do the voices and you do the comedy.
So I started doing voiceovers when I was a young child.
That's great.
I started to do it, and I made a lot of money.
Do you have any brothers or sisters or that are in the business?
A younger sister.
In the
And does
business?
she do it?
No, she was not.
She
wasn't
doesn't.
into it. No,
She does it.
Chiming in as always. Yeah, she free. Oh, does she do it? Okay, you
Thank
want to
you.
know? how to- Yeah,
Thank you.
cocksucker.
Clever.
And your grandfather was also
He was a
vaudeville or
vaudevillian.
whatever.
He was in vaudeville. My
Vaudevillian.
grandfather. He was an alcoholic vaudevillian. Yes.
this
Oh
guy.
my
Wow.
God! So he comes from a long
Everyone in my
line.
family was in show business, so I
Except
didn't know
for your
any.
sister.
I didn't know you could do anything else.
What
Yeah.
about
Like,
your mother? What'd your mother
She
do?
was a water ballerina. My mother.
Get the
She was.
fuck
She
outta
was in
town.
water. She was a water. She was one of the first synchronized swimmers. She's in the Swimming Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And she's like she was a performer, and then my father was the MC of the show that she performed in, and she was with a twin. She had a twin sister, and they used to do water ballet. And
So
they
how
did
did
a
he know
perform-
which one he liked better?
that's a good, you'll have to ask him that. But,
Wow.
yeah.
I'll let that go
So
out of
yeah, let
respect.
that one go.
So,
However,
wait.
everyone in my family was in show business. I thought this was a normal thing in the world. Like no one else I knew was in it, but I thought, well, I'll be in show business.
Did
So-
they want you to go into it or no?
Yeah, they were totally like fine with it because that's all we did.
Yeah,
Right.
I could see that. Like that's you wake up
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
and all your friends are in that world.
It never
and-
seemed weird
Right.
in my family. We were the only
Wow,
yeah.
that's-
So
What's your sister do?
well, she's in human resources. She doesn't.
Oh,
do
that's
anything.
like the
Yeah.
opposite
Yeah.
end of the
She went
spectrum.
to
Yeah.
the other end. Of the
She cares
Yeah,
about people.
yeah, exactly.
Gee,
we
show-
don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unlike the ruthless,
How do you live like
vicious,
that?
self-absorbed, egomaniacal.
Yeah. Hi, everybody on
Narcissistic.
Facebook. Look at
Yeah.
me.
Look at me. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
eating a banana.
Yeah, exactly.
Gino, were your parents funny?
People always ask me that. My parents, like, and I say this, growing up, like, you think whatever your parents do is normal. So, God forbid, your dad wakes up every day. It's exactly what you're saying. Everyone's in show business, okay? If your dad wakes up every day and punches your mom in the face, you're like, that's what a man does. Sadly,
Okay.
My dad was a farmer. My mom was a teacher. We grew up.
Dad was a farmer?
I grew up in a Norman Rockwell painting. I never needed we
grew up
never
on a
we
farm.
never had a lot of money.
Right.
We never needed money.
Wait, while your father was punching your mother? Is
Well,
that
my dad used to have 3 drinks at breakfast. Boy, could mom take a punch. I will tell you.
Hello.
To this day, whenever I see a woman bleeding, I want pancakes. No, my dad was just a farmer. And we had simple lives, and then I went to school in Delaware, and
He was a farmer in Delaware.
No, in South Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Rosenhain, New Jersey, Vineland, New Jersey.
What did he
Bisconte
farm?
Just produce. Bisconte
Okay. Oh,
Farms,
okay.
famous strawberries.
Oh,
famous
okay.
strawberries.
Okay.
Really?
Visconti Farms?
I think I've
Now
heard of
they're
that.
all GMOs.
Yeah.
So, but that was it. So my parents never never took themselves seriously, to answer your question. So
They were funny then. Your
yeah,
father
they
was
were funny. But we were always laughing growing up. So I just always liked it, and I guess I've always been like this. I've always been hyper. I like people.
Yeah, you see.
And it just evolved into that as
Do you have
stand-up.
brothers and sisters?
I have one brother,
Okay.
very close, a year and a half older, and he
he was normal.
He was normal.
He
He
got
became a-
married, had
Yeah.
children.
He
became
did?
a teacher. He's a
Right.
teacher, a vice principal now in Jersey.
Yeah.
Right.
Very normal.
Making money, throwing him a check.
When you were
and
younger, did they try to medicate you?
No.
You were hype because you're a little hyper, right?
Very
They're
high.
trying. They're trying now. They're trying. They're really working.
Too late. Catch me with that
they're
net.
desperately. They're desperately
But
trying
you
to get them
know,
on
but
something.
Do
that
you
was the
ever
thing.
think you want? Because I sometimes think I should be medicated at this point. Do you think you should be
No, my
medicated?
parents medicated me like they probably medicated. My dad would hit me with a belt, rarely, and not beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Mostly threaten. He'd whack it 9 times
Oh,
while
yeah,
he was
yeah.
coming up the stairs to make me shit my pants. Wait, I just did. And my mom would just slap me in the face every now
my
and then,
mother-
and they were great.
My parents never hit. My father never hit us ever.
Really?
My mother would throw anything she had in front of her at me.
Terrible.
One time
My little
My
brother
favorite-
one time.
My favorite joke about Woody Allen has a joke. My parents never hit me. They only very, very rarely. They hit me once. They began beating me in 1965, and they stopped beating me in the late spring of 1972. It was
funny.
a very long beating.
Actually.
But it was
went on
just
for
once.
a decade. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was just once. Right?
Even
Well,
though I hate Woody Allen
my-
for banging
my
his
mother-
daughter.
Yeah.
But
My mother hit me.
put that
It
in.
wasn't his daughter.
it's
Patty.
his adopted daughter.
All right. Well, he wasn't around when she was adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
so,
counts.
So my
ahead.
mother took a coffee cup. She was
But
on
they're
the
still
phone.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's his fucking sex slave.
And because he's not gay. All right, so.
Oh boy.
Where's she gonna go?
Yeah.
Of course she's staying.
Anyway,
Go
she
ahead.
wants the fortune.
She has no
trafficking.
money.
So
Okay.
does she have kids with him?
Yes.
All right, calm down.
Who knows what he's gonna do to them? He'll start dating them later. Oh
Right.
God. Okay.
I can't
I
believe
doubt
this
it.
is
He's 100 years
fantastic.
old. Oh, I love
This is
that.
the greatest. I'm so excited to be here in Queens doing a
The basement.
doing a podcast. You know, it's wonderful. You know, and Carrie Kravis and I forget the name of the show. What is it? Bitches
Cougar
and
cunt.
Bitter
Bitches,
cunts or
pushy,
something.
and
Bitter
broken.
cunts.
Whatever. Anyway,
I
go ahead.
like that impression.
What was that
very
one
good.
called, Manny? Fallen in the
Thanks, Manny. for
Run of the
paying
mill.
attention.
Run of the MILF.
But you don't want
Run
Run
of
of the
the
MILF because Run of the MILF seems boring.
Run of the
Yeah.
mouth. Run of the milf.
Run of the
But
mouth.
you want MILF.
Running at the MILF.
Running at the MILF? That sounds.
Something like
Comedy
that.
hoes.
I don't like comedy hoes.
Something with M.
Will you stop
and
liking
MILF.
everything
I
Carrie
like
likes?
MILF. I do.
Something with
No,
words.
somebody wrote that.
Oh,
What?
they did?
Yeah,
What's
look.
that?
I don't know.
Comedy hoes.
We're all girls.
Comedy
We're
hoes.
always called hoes.
MILFalicious.
Yeah, MILFalicious.
MILFalicious?
People want to know what's in the coffee cup. Coffee, you motherfuckers. Coffee. I have coffee in the coffee
There's no
cup.
coffee in my cup. Daddy's
Every
low.
ti-
Daddy's low on coffee.
Every time I look on the feeds of what they're
Yes.
saying afterwards, what's in the coffee cup? Fucking coffee.
Hey, do
This
we have
is
any,
a water cup.
Yeah.
can we take questions from any questions, Manny? Anybody say anything?
Nobody's asked. No one
What the-
cares.
no-
I
Nobody
think we've
gives a
covered
shit.
all the. I think we get to the questions before they can ask them.
Yeah.
I was just curious, if Geno's dad hit him with a. Oh, there you go.
Hello.
I wonder if Brian does a Woody out. Oh, we're good.
Okay, we're done. Cross that
I wonder
off.
what's in the. Okay,
Yeah.
coffee.
What? Okay, I've got a question they haven't asked. Oh, go ahead.
Here's what happens
Go
to
ahead.
these guys
ahead.
after a while. Like,
here we go.
as you get closer into your 50s,
Yes.
Closer.
you're like he's more calm now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
True.
if you put a pizza in front of him or a pussy in front of him, he's
Yeah.
gonna go for the pizza.
Is that
Yeah.
true?
Understand?
Yeah.
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 Depends what has
No,
more
yeah.
toppings.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
I don't like anything.
No, yeah.
I like
Right.
a little something on my pizza.
Yeah. Hello.
I don't like nothing on my pussy. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Depends
Is
which
her
is
name
the
Cha-
anchovy
is her name
smell.
Charity.
So now he's not so eager
I
to
know
be
you're fucking
chasing tail.
Yes.
That's why he's,
Yeah.
he's happy to be
I'm
all right.
I'm more laid back. I'm much more easygoing. I was a neurotic mess when I
Like
started
George
listening.
Clooney. Like
Yeah.
when George Clooney in his day, he could get anybody, fuck
Yeah,
anybody.
exactly.
He was chasing everything.
Yes.
Now he's old. He's
He's
okay
tired.
looking.
He doesn't feel like fucking anymore.
And then he ties in with like a young hot girl because he knows he's gonna be fucking old and ugly in another 5 years. So that's
All right.
it.
no, he's
Supposed-
there. He's there.
He's already old and ugly.
He's hit it.
He's like who's that other guy? Because I can't think of words.
There you
go.
Michael Douglas? No,
Oh.
Mike. Who's the one?
Douglas's
Kirk
son?
Douglas'
Yeah.
son. What's his name?
Mike
Mike
Douglas.
Oh, it is
Michael
Mike
Douglas.
Michael
Not Mike Douglas.
Anyway,
The
that's
old
what
talk
Michael-
show host that
Yeah.
we know.
That
That's
we
what,
actually
like a
know.
young kid
Yeah.
would know. Oh, you mean the actor?
That's what Michael Douglas did. He got to be like he was at the top part of maybe he's still kind of attractive.
Yeah.
And then he locked in with the hot
Zeta
Zeta Jones. And now you see what he looks like now. Now she's
Sag and
stuck with
skin.
him.
No,
Yeah.
she dumped him, didn't she?
She went back with him because he made that comment about her having given him throat cancer
you
from
shouldn't-
her
he
vagina.
Jesus Christ! Why don't you call this working without a thesaurus?
Wow.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
so
But the,
what- now-
when you get cancer in your throat, what's it
Right.
called? Throat cancer.
Cancer.
Bingo.
Bingo.
This guy's good.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
Yo,
What are you, a
yo,
doctor?
Wait, he
Did you
blamed-
go to med school?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He blamed eating her out gave him throat cancer.
They said, "How did you get throat cancer?" And he said, "It's from eating vagina that has this HPV virus." But he
You
didn't
didn't know that
say,
either?
That was worth it.
"Not my wife's." And
Yeah.
but he didn't say it
no,
was my
because
wife's.
he ate so much
Wait a minute.
nasty
so
vagina.
That's how
and
you get a
that's-
woman back.
That-
Well, that's
no,
how.
so that's when she
Or
broke
you
up
OD
with
at a
him.
Nevada brothel.
Right.
She- She broke up with him.
She broke up with him after that?
No,
Yeah, after
that's
that
right
comment.
after that.
And that got her back.
No, and then he
and
got-
he
he begged.
wooed her. He begged
he
her.
really-
He gave
yeah,
her
yeah.
money and rings.
Money.
Got it.
Money.
Yeah,
Money.
that'll work.
Money gets you back.
Yeah.
Money.
Now, what about Rodman? You did.
Wait, what is he gonna say?
Yeah, well, somebody
the mic
said,
up.
Somebody said name it steamed clams.
Oh, that's
clams?
pretty
Steamers.
That's
'Cause
funny.
You're angry.
Angry,
Steamed clams.
How about
You're
That's
angry.
brilliant.
I'm steamed. That's really
clams.
funny.
Steamed clams.
That's really funny.
I
That's
love it,
brilliant.
Patty.
That
I
is
love
really
You might
funny.
have-
Patty.
Clams.
Patty,
Yeah,
that's a
but-
fucking great one.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, she's gonna hate every good
Ross
one.
Barrow
I like
doesn't
it.
like it.
I
Yeah.
loved running with the MILFs. That's
Yeah, that's
great.
not bad.
True.
Yeah,
That's true too.
steamed
Running with the
clams are
milfs
funny.
is
Steamed
good.
clams is like
Steamed
it
clams
smells.
is a
Clams
bit
smell.
disgusting.
Clams
And
don't
they look
smell.
Seafood,
like
it's
mucus.
funny. It's clever. I don't
I'm
know
not
if I
saying-
want to name this. I don't want my branding being that, but running with the milfs, I like it.
But I'm already looking at the
Look.
T-shirts for steamed clams.
clams.
I happen
Like
to
your
love.
face is a little clammy.
I love clams. I
Yeah.
think they're delicious. Whether they're whether
Yeah.
they're like
I love steamed clams.
shuck
Baked.
Yeah.
baked clams or
Wow. Okay, so
Carrie, I can't think of words either. I fucking can't.
Working without a thesaurus is mine.
yeah.
no, it's fucking
But I usually
menopause.
can think of your-
It's fucking menopause.
Look, if you had estrogen and then fucking
And
God
it's
takes
gone.
all the estrogen away, your brain fucking goes fucking
Yeah.
batshit crazy.
What does your brain do?
It goes
you know.
batshit
Those
crazy.
things that fly, the vampire crazy. No, bats.
Okay,
I forgot my shoes.
Steamed
tell us
clams.
about.
I
Running
forgot
with
my
the milfs.
shoes.
Running with the milfs is good.
Patty, I forgot my shoes.
Oh,
I know.
They
no,
can't even see it. Can
I
they?
know, but
The
it doesn't
milfs
matter
next door.
because I forgot.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Who's
funny.
minding the milfs?
Oh.
Who's
I'm just trying to-
mining or minding?
Minding. Running
Tilt-
with the milfs. is
tilting
better.
at windmills. That's a Don Quixote quote. Tilting
Yeah.
at windmills.
Yeah.
You people are stupid head faces.
Tilting at milfs.
Tilting
All right.
at windmills.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Here's the thing. I'll say it 7
Yeah,
times.
yeah, you'll do
and
it.
he'll laugh just as
and
hard.
he'll just enjoy himself. He
As it
doesn't
gets
need us
quieter
here at
and
all.
quieter.
Gino doesn't need us here
He
at
never
all.
does. He
We're
never
good.
Gino,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw your thing online
Yeah.
with Dennis Rodman.
I did a roast
You did
of-
a roast, and it was very funny,
It's online. The Friars Roast of Dennis
very
Rodman.
funny. And
Yeah,
Dennis
we do.
Rodman loved you. He
He
laughed
did.
at every fucking thing you said.
He gave me a huge hug at the end, and I'm a good hugger.
How did that happen?
Oh, because the Friars Club is
Oh.
a giant caricature of itself, and
Okay.
those Jews can't make enough money. Oh,
Okay.
wait, should I not go this way? What
Yeah.
are you going to do?
Are
They're
you,
going to
a,
listen?
are you a member?
I am a member.
You are?
Here's what
That
happened.
surprises me.
God, it had to be like 7, 8 years ago. They had a battle. Someone must have told them you need a web presence, so they did a thing called "So You Think You Can Roast," where it was like America's Got Talent for.
Right.
I could see you being good at
Well,
it.
of course
He's
they reached
really
out.
good
They
at
reached
it.
out to me. They reached out to Nick Stevens. They reached out to Mike Morse, who writes roast jokes for Lisa Lampanelli. And
Right.
of course they did it to legitimize it, but we never had a chance.
Right.
And the guy the winner got to roast Matt Lauer. Oddly
Did you
enough,
win?
No, no. Oddly,
fucking won.
oddly enough, and that's when I roasted George Takei, which was great. But they took that down because then they did it a second year, where again, and we thought we were going to win, but no, they gave it to this guy. Who's great? Goomba Johnny Saliano.
Yeah.
I like
But
it.
he won, and I'm not saying he was the best, but I realized after that, well, he won because he's radio, and they wanted him to.
People voted? You mean
yeah,
like regular
yeah, and
people?
they wanted him to roast Matt Lauer because that's good. That's
You
radio for
mean
radio.
it's a fixed contest?
Well, here's the thing, and
This doesn't sound like the
Last
show
comic
business I know.
standing?
And I'll say it again.
Yeah,
Goomba
yeah.
Johnny, great comic,
Yeah.
great guy. He was good for it. I'm not saying he had the best because I'm being honest. I'm very good at roasting.
I can't imagine someone beating you.
And I'm not saying I should have won, but I'm
You
saying
should go on Roast Man. What's that show? Roast Man?
I
Yeah.
did that. If you Google Geno Bisconte, Mike Vecchione, it was the first roast battle ever. That's
You
gotten
did the first one?
Not on TV. The first one they ever did in New York at the Stand.
No, you need to do it on
But
TV.
Do the TV
But
one.
here's my point about Dennis. Well, I've written for the roast. But here's my point about Dennis Rodman. So
He
then,
wrote for my-
So then, just what I'm saying. Well, maybe I'm overreacting because Goomba Johnny's good, and he is. I cannot stress that enough. But the second one, they bring me and Nick and Mike Morse back to do a second one. They take all the old ones off that we were on because they don't want. And this time, the winner gets to roast Jack Black, and the guy that won.
Love Jack Black.
The guy that was, so of course we crush it. I do that roast of Dennis Rodman. That didn't win. The thing that's
How could that not
because
win?
they gave it to a kid whose name I can't even remember who was an actor, and he got to roast an actor. And when he won, he even said, "I want to thank the guy that wrote all my jokes."
Wait a minute.
And they went up there and he bombed his ass
Wow,
off
of
Wait a
course
minute.
he
because
did.
the Friars probably
Yeah,
took
yeah.
a big chunk of change.
Right.
Wait a minute.
What?
It was a fixed
that's-
contest?
But I
Let's
will
go back again. Can we just
But I will
flesh
say
this out?
And just so you don't think I'm complaining,
A
anytime,
fixed comedy competition
anytime
in
you
this
do a
industry?
contest of any
yeah,
content,
of any kind.
you have to know.
Yeah.
You have to be
it's
like, I'm doing.
always rigged.
And you do
Any
it. You can't
contest
complain.
Yeah, there's
I've ever
nothing-
lost,
yeah.
it's been fixed.
But if you-
Every single time,
But if you can-
without exception.
If you can Google Geno Bisconte roast of Dennis
I never
Rodman, it's
think
really
I
good. I'm
ever
very
should
proud of
be the
that.
winner.
I pulled it up and I put it on the
Thank you.
the live feed.
Also, Google put the roast of Geno Bisconte versus Mike Vecchione roast battle. It'll come right up. It was like the first one I ever did.
it's
and
video on YouTube?
and it's great.
Okay.
It's great because it's what a roast is. Like, God
Right.
bless Don Rickles. That you said it's two comics that know, love, respect each other. So
Yes.
when they bust
So
each
we got-
other's balls,
yeah, it's great.
I'm laughing harder. Oh, he goes. Geno Bisconte does jokes about Anne Frank in her attic because he can't get passed by the Jews in the cellar. I mean, and the other one that was brilliant. He
great.
goes,
That's
Geno
funny.
Bisconte has a disturbing amount of domestic violence jokes for a man that will never have a wife or own a home.
Well, you might own a home, a mobile home.
My house, my car.
What were your jokes? What were your jokes for him?
I can't.
He can't remember.
I
He's
said-
having a little bit
I
of
said
Pat-
Mike. I said
He's having a Patty Carey moment.
I said Mike. I said Mike Vecchione was a teacher before he did this. I said good thing he got into comedy because the only thing with a higher dropout rate than his class were the towers on 9/11.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That is hard.
Too soon.
It's Bonnie McFarlane.
Too
You have the
soon.
darkest sense of humor. It's
Wow.
about death
It's a
and
good
darkness.
time. It's a good time.
Yeah, those roast things, they do a lot of that. There was one girl who went up, I forget who she was. She had black curly hair and kind of big boobs. And every joke was about this guy's brother dying. And I'm
Right.
like thinking,
Yeah,
It's
pretty
not
brutal.
I
fair.
know, I thought
I don't
I
like
felt
the
bad.
direction they've gone because if you look
It's
at the
so
roast
harsh.
me infected, now the judges sit in the front and they've made it. There's not a bunch of roasts. There's like three or four 1-round roasts, and then the 3-round roast. But the opening roasts are
Wait,
just
do
the
they give
judges
you
ripping
time?
apart
Right.
and it's like it's
Wait,
not
they
about
tell
the
you
judges.
who it is.
yeah.
They tell you who it is. Do they give you time to write jokes for the
Yeah,
event?
yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
get like a couple weeks and stuff.
You get weeks to write the jokes?
Oh, that's great. Then
well,
I
you
would
get
be
like
wonderful.
You
at
should
that.
have at least a week or two.
Do you try them out on anybody, or you just know
roast
they're going to
jokes
work?
in from my thing, and I do this. It's like it's funny when you write it.
Yeah.
And then the more you try it on other people, they'll talk you out.
I
of it.
Yeah,
roasted.
Because they're like they won't get. You have to
If
be
you
there
happen-
in that
you know,
moment.
and you have to know that person, and you
Yeah.
have to be familiar.
I
with,
roasted Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
You
Yes,
did?
I did.
How did it go?
It was great, but I was doing Vegas at the time, so I had Lynn Coplitz go up as me, but I did all the jokes, and she put her hair up in ponytail. She's like, "I'm here, Carrie Carabas. I'm Carrie Carabas tonight." And
That's
she
so
did
kooky.
And I found a picture of Shirley Hemphill,
Oh, yeah.
young early head
Did she
8x10, yeah,
Yeah.
8x10, and I go.
Yeah.
So one of the jokes was I found an early headshot of Patrice O'Neill, and she pulls out Shirley
Oh,
Hemphill. The
that's
place
hilarious.
Yeah,
went
that's
nuts.
great.
Good.
And then,
Visuals are always
I
good.
said shit like, the Colin Quinn show at the time, Tough Crowd.
Oh, okay.
I said, Jim Norton fucks the fat rolls in the back of Patrice's neck in the green room of Tough Crowd. Stupid fucking shit like that,
Wow.
But you end up roasting everybody.
Yeah, you roast that.
But you're
the
with
best
those
jokes sometimes
Yeah,
are the
you're
other
with
people.
those people every fucking night. So Rich Voss went up and he goes, "Yeah, Carrie Carabas couldn't be here. She's in Vegas. Apparently, they're opening up another Carabas place."
Because they had two right next to each other in the village.
Uh,
You still? Oh, you only have the one now, right? The other one.
They're gone, both.
Oh.
The legend.
Used to hang
Wow.
out
Is
there
over.
many a night.
I roasted Vic DiPotato, and I needed 5 minutes. And, I don't know how to write fucking roast jokes.
Did you have someone help you with those?
You know what? Someone did help me, and he wrote me 4 fabulous jokes.
This guy.
Hello.
You
This fucking guy.
did.
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I love
He
it.
did.
That's what I
But
did.
I also wrote some of my own, too. But I couldn't fill 5 minutes of my own jokes
Yeah,
for
yeah,
roasting.
I think I made most of the jokes about Lenny Marcus, though.
I
love
can't even
fucking Lenny
remember what
Marcus.
your jokes were. They were mean. They were always fucking mean. I love it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like the roast. Speaking again of Don Rickles, and those were great roasts. Those were guys having a good time. Now it's like.
But they were soft. They weren't really hardcore.
But
now
Comedy
they-
Central,
Now-
Comedy Central.
did you see
It's
the
not
one-
it's not the same.
Did you see the one they roasted Pamela Anderson? And she,
No, I never saw that one.
It was so disgusting.
Oh, yeah, I
it was
saw
like,
that.
ugh.
I'll tell you the one that
Wasn't
was
even funny.
really mean was the one with okay, I can't think of the name.
Obviously,
the
shocker.
The Republican
Donald
looks like
Trump.
Skeletor.
The president.
The girl, she writes all the Republican books.
Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter.
Yeah, and let me tell you, they'll never show the roast of Rob Lowe again because Comedy Central looks like fucking faggots.
What do you
no
mean?
offense, yours,
Excuse
because
me.
they wanted to make her look bad that entire roast. And if you show it now, like it's not as funny. Like everyone's laughing at her, and she's right. She was right about everything.
What was she right about?
About Donald Trump was about to be the next president,
Right.
and that Hillary Clinton was a lying snatch.
Right.
You know.
But he's lying too. But anyway.
Oh, I'm not trying to win that argument. I'm saying it's about Ann Coulter
No,
and
but-
Comedy Central thinking they're the new
Patty.
But
They're the
people,
new
but it was
Miss
so
Roseborough.
mean. Even though,
Miss Rosenborough.
Rosenberg.
Miss Kikowitz. If this is true,
But here's the thing:
Rosebud.
it's like even though I can't stand her whenever I see her on shows. I felt like dirty laughing at her because it was such a gang up on her.
Right. Yeah.
It was mean. It
Yeah.
was beyond mean. But then why did she not
Agree?
take the jokes that they gave
Yeah, she
her?
looked-
Why did she go off on her own to tell her own jokes that were
because
lame?
she wanted to, you
They
know,
were
and some of her
terrible.
weren't that bad. I
were
disagree.
bad.
A lot of those people don't realize how not funny they are.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that a
Because
lot.
everybody
too.
in show business
Yeah,
is
I hear that a
narcissistic.
lot.
It's amazing.
Do you realize how not unfunny you are, Gene?
Yeah, it's amazing. No, it's just amazing because you watch her trying to do jokes, and some
It's
people have
just
that.
so
Like
sad.
Obama was really funny when he did the correspondence dinner and stuff
Yeah,
like
he-
that. He had natural comic timing.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
amazing,
he's
right?
good.
And
'Cause he's a good
Trump
actor.
Doesn't. Trump,
Yeah.
He's a
Trump,
good actor.
Trump did the Hillary Clinton whatever it was.
Yeah, it
with
came
the-
out mean and
yeah, it
angry.
came
It
out
was
really
awful.
mean.
Yeah.
It
I
wasn't
know.
funny. It wasn't funny. It didn't have the timing. Didn't have
Yeah.
the delivery.
Because
none-
comedy
none
is
of it.
about timing.
Yes.
What?
Timing.
And no one went to shut up and let somebody else talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Which I will do now.
Go.
I'm going to let you go.
Go.
It's your show.
Yeah.
Manny, any other suggestions for names? Oh my God, we're so.
There is.
It's hard to beat.
There's one broads unbarred.
Unbarred?
I
Unbarred.
think
I-
steamed
unbarred is
clams and
bad.
running with the mills.
Yeah, running with the mills.
I think steamed clams.
I like steamed clams.
I really do.
I
really do.
like something, but not unbarred. Like broads
Unfunny? Oh, I got it. Unlistenable.
Yeah.
Wait.
Unwatchable.
Unwatchable.
Unbelievable.
Unhearable.
Another episode?
Unbelievable.
Unseen.
Vanessa wrote "Looking Good Mamas." Maybe that was just a nice compliment.
Vanessa.
but
Oh,
that's a
Vanessa.
good show. That's a good title for
Vanessa.
Vanessa
Yeah.
who? My manager. Our manager. Vanessa's not here today. And I'm
Oh,
very sad because
somebody wants to know something.
What?
Are you going to join Robert Kelly's podcast network?
Riotcast.
Right, Cass.
who wants
Because
to know
Kevin
that?
Brennan left. He's burning bridges now on the
Eric-
Cumia Network,
Eric-
compoundmedia.com. Subscribe now. You get all these shows for
Oh, yeah,
$6.95
you
a month.
both are on Cumia, the same
Yeah, yeah.
network. Do you see him over there? Do you run into him?
Run into my driving nuts.
Ah.
He had a brother-in-law. He did our show once,
Oh
me
my
and
God,
Berg.
this was so
imagine
terrible.
I'm sitting here and Berg's sitting there, and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "My brother-in-law died of skin
Terrible.
cancer," and we're like, "Ah!"
Terrible.
So
And then Berg's like, "He's allergic to the sun." I'm like, "Not anymore. He's dead." And Brennan's like, "What is wrong?"
Terrible.
So people would call into his podcast and be like, "Hey, how's your brother-in-law doing?" Ha ha ha! Click.
It's such guy humor.
mean.
It's
I don't
mean.
even find it funny.
I
And
know.
then he was on our show promoting his a couple weeks ago. And Berg puts on, because it's green screen, Berg puts on one of those huge giant green suits and gets a thing of sunblock on. "Kevin, why didn't you tell me?"
Wow.
And I know you're not going to believe this, but I'm laughing like a maniac. I find it so funny that
It's the highest rated episode.
It
Nothing,
is?
you have nothing to lose.
Yes.
two people.
Yeah.
We had two
Nothing
people.
to lose.
Wow, it's such guy shit.
It's
Yeah.
a good time. We enjoy ourselves, but it's it's like I like that about the network we're on. It's like there's a cover charge, so we can say whatever we want, and people don't get offended. Like if this
Right.
was on regular
How many
radio,
listeners? How many listeners?
I have no idea.
Oh,
You don't know?
I do.
3. His mother.
Yeah.
No,
could
your
be-
mother's not even listening.
She's dead.
Well,
Brennan's
leukemia,
brother-in-law.
liver disease, cancer,
Maybe his
Cirrhosis.
father's listening. Oh, no, he's dead, too.
Lou Gehrig's. Thank
so
you.
stupid.
My mother isn't even
Yeah,
safe
yeah.
in heaven.
Wait, you're getting a call.
We're getting a call.
Oh,
I have a question.
That's a text that says "Quit the business." Signed, Dad.
the
I have a question for the men.
Yeah.
Since all your girls are young, have you ever dated a woman your own age since you've
Or
been
older.
or older since you've been 40? Have you ever had a
No.
postmenopausal woman?
So you
No.
wouldn't want to date me
No.
because I'm a little older than you.
No, I mean,
What's the problem with it,
no.
boys?
What's wrong with
a
me?
teacher, a dance teacher, one time who was older. Yeah,
How much older?
2 years or something.
Yeah, but a
like
Wow.
dance teacher, she's hot.
And,
Yeah.
and not only that, what were you, 19 and
Yeah,
she was
yeah, that's
22?
true.
No,
That's
I'm
right.
talking about now where we're
A
putting our
woman
teeth
over
in.
40 and 50. And someone a little
God.
dry around the...
Rita was my age when we dated, but that was like when we were both 27,
Right.
right? And then I'm like,
Right.
once I got out of that, I'm like, it wasn't like I don't plan anything. I don't know what I'm doing in 3 hours. I don't. But it's like
They just come to you, these young
then I'm
girls.
just aloof, and then they all can fix you, and they're
Yeah,
young,
but
and
it's not like I wouldn't. It's
Yeah.
just that it hasn't happened.
Oh.
Okay,
I probably would. I don't mean I would. I would.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like have a normal fall in love relationship. I don't. Like I banged a 40-some-year-old a couple like months ago. Comedian.
You did?
Comedian, sure.
Ooh, Vanessa Hollingshead?
No, Jesus Christ.
How was it with the 40-year-old?
It was fun. It was fun.
Who?
I'm not saying.
Come on, well, who's the girl?
Don't-
Do I know her?
Don't
She's a
pressure
comic.
me into this.
What was fun
He
about
said
it?
she's a comic.
What's that?
But what was fun
Judy
about
Gold.
Yes.
Come on,
All
who?
right, it was
No,
Judy
what's
Gold.
it matter?
it? We're just curious.
I could tell you, but look.
Lisa Lampanelli.
What does it
She-
sound like?
What?
But she still looks good. In her 40s,
Yeah,
she
she looks
still
great.
look good.
Banker, that was fun.
Let me see.
She's not a comic. Get the fuck out.
Ah,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that is
that's
true. That is
Come
true.
on,
That is
true.
come
And
on.
I don't even know who that is.
Really?
Exactly.
I know who that is.
Exactly.
That shocks me. You don't know who that is. Like I'm
I
not.
know who that is,
Like,
yeah.
trust me. I'm sure
Yeah.
people somewhere
Yeah.
she's writing my name on a
Yeah,
napkin,
yeah,
and
I
people
know
like
that.
I have no fucking idea.
But wait a minute. So
Is
you
she a
banged
comic?
her.
Come on.
Yeah.
She's in her 40s?
Yeah,
Okay. And was that your idea or she came
She was
on to
also
you?
married to a comic.
She's actually
that was the whiskey's idea.
She's actually watching.
What's that?
She's watching.
She's
She's
watching.
watching the show right
You are
now.
not. She did not say she's watching.
Oh, she says, ah!
We're gonna get- are you-
Oh,
you're
boy.
fucking
You
with me.
better be. She's
Really?
on.
No, but watch. I don't blush at all. It's my face is red
I know,
now.
he's, like,
That's
worried.
fucking great.
Yeah, you got him. You got him.
You got me. That's great.
was a good
Look
one.
at my face. It's like,
Yeah.
oh Christ.
I got another one.
What?
The cum twats.
Oh,
That's also
Come
from
twats.
That's also from Walt.
It's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with
Okay.
podcasting, but it's got a ring to it.
yeah.
Steamed clams, you're angry. With
Men
clams.
would,
Yes.
men would listen to cum twats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
definitely.
Oh, I got
Definitely.
another one from Walt. He's really on fire, this Walt.
What's
What
that?
do you say
Um,
now?
We can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Who? We can't?
That's
Yeah.
just
Oh, that's the name of the thing?
that's it. It's just we can't shut the fuck up.
How about listening on mute?
Yeah.
Broad appeal.
Right,
Walt
broad
is
appeal,
really
There's,
yeah.
trying.
there's a million broad
Walt
appeals.
is trying hard for
Yeah,
us.
Broad's been done a lot.
Broad.
though. Broad is like, you know.
Nah.
Yeah.
Bette Midler's book is A View from Abroad. You know, it's
Yeah.
all
Broad
good.
City is that Comedy Central.
Right.
Yeah, broad. We're done with
God,
broad.
we're
My
done
dad
with
loved the word broad, though. He liked that.
that. Yeah,
You know?
these broads.
Yeah.
These friggin' broads. You see these old movies, you know these broads, they don't
wait a
talk.
minute.
You know what I'm talking
My
about?
meat!
How did you? But now, how could you bang her if you've got a girlfriend?
We were on a break.
Ah!
This was before I started
It
seeing
was a
this chick.
20-minute. It was a 20-minute break.
Hey, what? You're giving me too much credit.
No, this is what he did. He went, hello,
It was
listen.
a 4-minute pause.
It was a
I think we need,
1-minute.
he calls her up because
respite.
I think we need some time.
Yeah,
Like,
I
4
need-
hours
yeah.
later, all right, time's up.
I think we need
I
to
think
see
we
other
need some
people
time. Oh,
for the
never
next.
mind.
Look, we need to see other people for the next 7 minutes. Okay, right, and then
You're giving
and then
him-
hello, honey.
you're giving him
I
5
was. I
extra.
don't know what I was thinking, honey. I want you back.
I've been doing a lot of
Yeah,
thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
5 extra
7,
minutes. You
5.
gave him.
Yeah, you're
You gave him
right.
5 extra.
I
Sorry.
just think don't cut out all the old women. We've got a lot to offer.
I don't
Nothing.
think
You're
I have
dating
nothing.
someone.
No, no, no,
Married.
no.
I'm not
you
saying me.
speak for your fucking self. I have nothing to offer.
She
Carrie.
brings 0 to the table.
Nothing.
Carrie,
0.
bringing
I
nothing
want
to the
take.
table.
I'm taking everything, and I'm not giving nothing.
But Patty, you're in a relationship now, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. So you're not on the make.
No, I'm just saying.
She
Yeah,
has
you're
a
just-
fiance.
Every
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
comic I know
No, she
dates a
doesn't.
woman
Yeah,
20 years younger.
15 years.
Yeah, because
Wow.
and every guy comic, you know,
That's
they're
love.
probably good comics,
wait.
and me and Brian.
Wait.
Wait.
You know what? You made fun
Yes.
of these two about them not committing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're in a 15-year engagement.
Oh, yeah,
now,
that's
shouldn't
true.
you be having this conversation?
How long
Yeah,
ago
really.
did you
Wait,
get
that's
divorced?
Shouldn't you be having this conversation with Kevin?
Yeah, I guess I
no,
should be.
honestly, seriously.
Oh,
Honestly.
But we're
15
together
years?
together. We're
You
like
see?
we're married.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
need
you
a
don't
piece
talk,
of
you
paper.
ever talk about marriage?
Well, yeah, we talk about it all the time. I go,
I hear crickets.
when are you going to marry me?
I hear crickets.
And he says, yes,
Good
soon.
podcast title, by the
Soon.
way.
Yeah, I
Soon.
hear crickets. Is that crickets I hear? That's our new podcast name, right? Right.
No, he
Awkward.
doesn't. He tiptoes around.
Talkward. How
he
about
got
talkward? How about talkward?
Awkward, like
Yeah,
awkward.
awkward.
I
don't
would
know,
get
whatever.
that ring appraised.
Nah, check that ring
I'm
out.
actually
That's
wearing my
cubic
fake ring today.
zirconia.
This is my TJ Maxx ring. I couldn't find my real ring.
Okay.
That's not good.
I
That's
was
not good.
That's
I have no
unfortunate.
idea where I left it.
Good to see you guys are taking this seriously.
I can't remember shit. That's the
gonna leave
show.
a mark.
That's the show.
What did I say? Maybe that. What did he? Well,
How about talk word pauses?
Talkward? Too difficult.
Talkward pauses.
I love talk word. There's a
I
lot
know.
of pauses.
Talkward. But if you're gonna say talkward pause, you might as well just go with talkward. If you're gonna do it, but it's not that great anyway.
Talkward is
it's
hard.
Steamed
Doesn't
clams
say
is still
anything.
my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And cunting
Steamed
camp.
Yeah.
clams. Ugh.
It's just
Hunting
funny on so many
clam,
levels.
yeah.
It's one stupid level,
Yeah,
Gene.
yeah.
Nah, there's
No,
levels
no,
to it,
there's
Gene.
very.
You put cunt. You replaced melon with cunt. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there's
see what I did
one
there?
level of
yeah.
comedy.
Everyone sees
right.
it, and it's the low. It's
Yeah.
called lowbrow.
Yeah. It's not three-dimensional chess here.
It's not lowbrow.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Blowing
unibrow.
off steam?
Yeah, it's shuffleboard. What is it?
Blowing off steam?
Blowing off steam.
No. No.
Okay. No.
No.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any contenders?
Any more coming in?
Oh, no. Let me see what this is.
What is it?
Not a word.
Not a
Not a
syllable.
word.
That's so mean.
Aubrey. I'm banging that Aubrey.
Steamed clams.
All right.
Oh
we're,
my God!
we're
who's
actually at
Aubrey,
the
that
end.
you're
We're-
We're out
stalker?
of time.
guys, we're out of time.
We're out of time. She's
And
We
dead.
just started.
Adam from the rec room has to leave today. So what?
Yeah.
We're not saying. And thank you, Manny, for the questions.
Thank you, Manny.
Manny, you have no more
Elena,
questions?
for making the fabulous
more questions.
artwork.
Okay, so
Thank-
I just want to say one thing before we leave.
Yes.
Manny last week blew out the bathroom. Okay, he went in. There was like 20 of us
Wait,
in
I'll be
here.
right. You
He
tell
went
me.
in. He blows out the bathroom. Takes the
She's like, I better piss before he blows it out.
nasty dump. So on the way here, I said to him, "Listen, if you have to dump before you get to the fucking place." And he's like, "No, I'm going to take a
I
dump
saw
there."
some shit on the lawn.
No,
when I walked in.
I'll take a dump right here. Why not?
It's not going to happen, Manny, because there are other people in this place. So
I'm
did
gonna
you go to
piss
the
first.
bathroom before?
No, I got for where we're going to be this weekend. You know, we're going to
Oh,
do
yeah.
because he's got his coat on. He wants to go.
Yeah.
And
He's
I
out
got to
the
go
door.
to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Very
Okay.
quickly.
Yeah.
Go
Where are you
ahead.
gonna be?
Where are you going to be this weekend?
Hold on.
This weekend I'm at
Gotta go.
Stand Up New
Sorry.
York Comedy Club on
No,
Friday.
no, we're
I
going
will
to
be
be
at
done.
I'll be at the comic strip. I'll be at the Comedy Cellar on Friday and comic strip live on Saturday. This Saturday.
Oh, and Tuesday I'm hosting for my good friend Kevin Dombrowski, who got his breakout series at Caroline's. We're very excited for the kid, and he asked
cool.
me to host it, which I said I'd love to.
Very
So
nice.
If you can come out Tuesday night, Caroline's, it's a fun show. Fun show.
So come to the comic strip on Saturday.
Okay, Carrie,
the
where are
Comedy
you?
Cellar. on Friday.
I actually don't. I can't remember where I am Friday.
Shocker.
But because I don't have my fucking book. But I am at Joker's in Walt's room
Oh, yes,
on
Walt's room.
Saturday, and what town is that in?
That's in
Huntington.
I know the name
Listen
of the
to
town.
Chester.
Yes,
Chester.
Chester.
Awkward pauses. I'm telling you.
Chester, New York. Joker's Comedy Club.
Very fun room. You'll have
And
a
Walt's
great
going to
time.
be there with more names, I'm sure.
I'm sure he will. And then I'm going to be in Willimantic, Connecticut, at their Firehouse gig. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Willimantic, Connecticut
tell you
Firehouse.
where I'm gonna
This- Oh,
be?
Friday.
Where's
I'll
Manny
be
going
there.
to be?
Well,
Yeah, Manny,
what-
where are
He's
you
going
going
to be finding more of
I'm gonna
Geno
be at
Bisconte's
Swing the
exes
Teapot
to
in Florida.
expose.
He's going to be at his.
Are you a teacher?
As
Look
Don-
at this thing. Look at this.
So I can see it. My eyesight is
Listen
bad.
notes.
My eyesight is fucking
Manny's
bad.
going to be at Don Rickles' funeral.
Let me tell you,
Waiting
if
4
there's a
hours.
way that I could go, I would go.
All right.
Well, he's
okay.
California.
Adam has
though.
to
He's
go,
LA.
so we have to
You
say
didn't even
goodnight.
go to your mother's funeral.
All right,
Let's
we
go.
gotta go.
Where are you going to be?
Gotta go.
Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Swing the Teapot in Floral Park.
That's not real.
Yes, it is.
Is that a
Yes, it
thing?
is.
The
It's one of
And
those.
then I'm
That
performing.
sounds like a move by
I'm
her
performing with
ex-husband.
the
Let's swing the
veterans down in
teapot, bitch.
Pennsylvania.
All right.
And
the
you're going to be
veteran-
for the veterans where in Pennsylvania?
I don't know where in Pennsylvania.
good.
Okay.
But it's down there.
Okay.
That's
Then
actually the
look
name
at,
of the
look
town.
at his website, Manny's website, and you'll see it there. All right. Thank you. We have to go. Adam's very busy.
Look us up on iTunes
Look
and
us up
subscribe.
iTunes.
Are you on Stitcher?
Like us on Facebook. We're on Facebook now, Chick Chat, the Facebook, which we're probably going to change the name to. And
We'll see you next week.
see you next week.
Later,
Thank you,
Bill.
Carrie. Thanks, guys.